Okay, so welcome to Hollywood and Sip. I am joined now with Executive Artistic Director of Sonoma Arts Live, Jaime Love. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, reinventing myself daily, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm loving checking out everybody's backgrounds because normally when I do the radio, they just call in and I don't see them.
But this is my family room, big picture of Frank Sinatra on the mantle.
Love it. Love it. So before we jump into the project, which by the time this airs, it'll have been announced yesterday. My poor doggy wants up. uh, Stephen alluded to the fact that he would like to come back to Sonoma again. You probably can't say anything either, but I thought that was super exciting news.
I can't say anything specifically, but I think that we should look to see him somewhere in our next season, whenever that is. He and
Yes.
I have been talking a lot and been reading a lot of different things that he's written, and you can be confident that you will see him on Sonoma soil.
Yay.
Yeah.
He also mentioned, we were chatting about his one-man show, about his trip to Dubai and all the surrounding areas.
Uh-huh.
And he had mentioned that no matter what reason he comes back here, he would love to do a fundraiser night of it.
Oh, wonderful idea.
I don't think I'm spilling the beans because he said it himself.
Yeah, when he was here and David Evans and his wonderful wife Catherine were here, I took him on a little wine tour because that used to be my old job, and he told us the whole story about that one-man show, and we were just laughing hysterically in the car, and he said, yeah, if you ever want me to, I'll bring it. So there's no time like now for a fundraiser for Sonoma Arts Live, let me tell you.
Right. And so tell me, I'm not exactly sure what the project is that you're working on that was announced yesterday. How did it come to you? Who's in charge of it? And what specifically is Sonoma Arts Live putting together?
Are you speaking of the Hearts of Sonoma?
Yes, yes.
Well, that's a project that didn't spring from me. It was originated with Kayla Stein and all of these art groups in Sonoma, the pottery at the Sonoma Community Center, Arts Escape, the museum, Sonoma Valley Museum of Art. There's a whole Facebook page called Hearts of Sonoma. And if you go on there, you will see other organizations. And they came up with this great idea that each week a different nonprofit gives a prompt to Sonoma, as in the community center will perhaps have an online demonstration of how to create a hand-thrown bowl in your own home. I'm just making that up, but that's that kind of thing. So Sonoma Arts Live, Kayla was nice enough to reach out to us, and I said, hey, I got an idea. So we are going to take the torch on Monday and be offering a prompt to Sonoma. And it will be posted on their website page, their Facebook page, and just tell you everything you need to know about how to participate in our prompt. So look for it next Monday up on their website.
Well, actually, when this airs, it's going to be the next day. So you can actually spill the beans and let people know what they're looking for.
All right, I'm spilling the beans. We decided that we would do something called, I think I've got the script right here, that it's the Sal Skit Challenge. Everyone's put on a skit at camp or in school, and we thought it would be fun to throw it out there to people in quarantine and say, what is something funny that's happened? Did you give yourself a terrible haircut? Did your parents try to do your math homework and fail? Did you have an hilariously awful Zoom call where you looked at somebody's neck? There's always humor in the pathos, and I think it would be fun to kind of take an exhale together as a community and put a skit together.
Did you do a fantastic Zoom interview and forget to hit record?
There you go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sending you a virtual hug on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, my husband and I recorded just a little video that will go up kind of telling you the ins and outs of creating a skit. You always want to have a who, what, when, where, why. You got to assign a videographer. We did a silly theater game that you can do in your own home to warm yourselves up. And what we're going to do is ask you to submit those videos, and then the wonderful Kat Smith will post them on our YouTube channel. And each entry will get 2-for-1 tickets to a show of their choice in the next season, whenever that is. And then Kat and I will choose the funniest one, and that family will receive 2 season tickets. How cool is that?
Nice. That's a great prize.
I
And
thought so too.
And I'm going to do a video, but I don't qualify for the prize. But I'm going to do a video in support of Sonoma Arts Live. And I'll probably, you know what, I'll add mine to the end of this interview also. So you can see it both places.
Great. You could do a skit on discovering that you hadn't recorded. Right.
I know. A reenactment. Oh my goodness. So what are some things that people can do to support Sonoma Arts Live right now, since the theater doors obviously won't open for a little while, and shows aren't going on? How can people show some support?
Well, there's always that donate button on our webpage, which really helps us right now. We are trying to keep our few employees on, and we also are renters at the Sonoma Community Center. And although that is closed, we are hoping to be able to make some contributions to them, because they're hurting as well. And we are hoping against hope to, well, I can tell you now, since this isn't going to air for, when will this air, Kat?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay. Right now I'm putting together a virtual season reveal. I'm working on that this Friday. It'll just be me and a videographer in the theater, at least 6 feet apart. And we're going to tell you a couple different scenarios. And one thing I can tell you right now is that we feel it's in the best interest to cancel the rest of season 2020. That's Laughter on the 23rd Floor, the Taffetas, and Sunset Boulevard. And it breaks my heart to say that, but from everything I've heard, whenever the shelter in place is lifted, add 2 months to that. So we are hoping to open our season in September. That is our current goal. And I have a couple different seasons in my pocket. And if you had tickets to any of those shows, well, we don't do refunds. We absolutely will carry those forward into the next season. If you can't go to those shows, we'll honor them for another. So, you know, we're all just kind of making this up as we go along, but that's my plan right now. And with this video that we are recording, we haven't chosen a date to release it yet, but we're going to release it as a live event, because at the end of it, we're sending out a link to a virtual cocktails and conversation reception. So we'll have actors and directors online, and you guys, our patrons, can mingle with us. So you got
that's
the
amazing.
Yay! That's our plan as of Wednesday, May 6th, right?
Right, right.
One thing I'm learning is that, golly, it's just a wild wave to ride this out. And there's so many webinars out there that I've been listening to, and it can really be overwhelming to take all that information in. And I have to remember that, you know, we will rise again. If it's not in September, it'll be in January. The world has a way of rejuvenating, and that's kind of my mantra. I just did a big hike up Michael Drive, and that was what I was saying to myself, you know.
And the world needs theater. So, you know, we need this in our lives. It's an escape.
It's an escape, and I feel like it's so bloody hopeful to keep trying, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Rick was just telling me, my husband Rick Love, who's also our business manager, was saying that in Europe, where the arts are funded by the government, can you imagine that? Yeah. They're already trying to come up with ways to gather again. And, you know, some of the rules that they're putting out are kind of funny. They're saying that the orchestra members have to sit 20 feet apart, which
do that.
That would just never work. You know, you've got administrators trying to tell people how to create theater safely, but it's like, okay, you got to be able to hear each other.
Right. Does that make you rethink a little bit the shows that you choose for a season? I know that you've had successes with 1 and 2 person shows before. Do you maybe look at doing some of that for the start of the season just to know that you have less people to worry
Yeah.
about?
Well, I don't want to tell you what it is right now, but the first show will have only 4 people in it.
Mhm.
So it's funny that you said that, because last night I was going through, I have lists upon lists of plays that I've always wanted to do. And I was going through and doing a search of plays that were all 4 people and under.
Mhm.
So I've got the season. First, we had the season that we were going to do when we were going to do all the plays. Now we have the season that we're going to do, adding the 3 plays that we couldn't do. So that's my plan B. And then my plan C is a season of plays with 4 people or less.
Okay.
So I'm loaded for bear. I just need to know what to do and when. So.
And how to figure out the audience configuration.
Exactly.
That could be, you say how many people are in your household, you group them together and maybe space them out. It's so complicated.
Actually, there's our ticketing company. We wrote to them yesterday and said, how are you going to create this whole new world of seating? You'd have to seat people in their groups, and then that group would be 6 feet from the other group. Mm-hmm. All of those questions make me think, oh my God, I'll see you in 2025, but I can't do that. I want to keep my wonderful lease with the Sonoma Community Center. We had just signed a 5-year lease. So there's just...
Show must go on.
The show must go on sometime, somehow, some way. I was talking to Rick Wynn and I said, I feel like Scarlett O'Hara at the end with Tara, dirt in her hand. And she's like, with God as my witness, I will do theater again, damn it. We all just got to stay healthy and just keep on keeping on. And I'm telling you that as much as I'm telling me, because like I said, oh my Lord, I walk away from some of these webinars and I'm just like trying to remember that a lot of the people that put these on have 500 seat theaters, right, which are completely, of course I wouldn't even be considering it probably until there's a vaccine,
Right. And before I let you go, what do auditions look like in this new world?
Actually, we have asked people, if you go onto the Sonoma County Facebook page, you'll see our post there. We are accepting video submissions. And don't worry if you don't have an accompanist, just show us your vocal range, and the parameters are right there, but absolutely. And then just send them to info@sonomaartslive.org, and we'll keep those on hand and share them with directors. And actually, I was thinking about this. I've hated auditions my entire life. So this is actually kind of a gift, because if you do your monologue and you think it sucks, you don't have to wait till the next year. You can just erase it and do it again, so you really get to put your best foot forward,
Right. Oh my gosh, auditions are so scary. So this is so much better for me. I'm going to use this to my advantage.
Good. Because we do want to see your best. You know what I mean? I went to an audition once in New York. I waited in line for 7 hours to get in. It was a Woody Allen movie. And then you got in and you had 7 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
7 seconds. What can you do in 7 seconds except, where do I look? Oh, okay. Yeah. Bye, Woody. Hi. It was just such a waste and so anticlimactic. And I thought, gosh, if we could have videotaped it and sent it in,
Yeah. It just saves everybody's time. Let's just do this forever.
I was actually thinking, I think I'm going to switch to this and then you have it too. So if a director couldn't be there and you're trying to explain to somebody how talented they were, you can just say, here, watch this,
Yeah. I think I'm going to do my shoes monologue from Love, Loss, and What I Wore.
Great. Well, I can tell you now, since this isn't airing until next Tuesday, as a little Mother's Day gift to Sonoma, we are sending out the video to Love, Loss, and What I Wore to our season ticket holders.
I didn't even know there was a video. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Now I'm nervous. I'm not even going to be live on stage and I'm nervous now.
That's right. Already done. You don't have to finish it right
That's
now.
true. So, Jaime Love, Executive Artistic Director for Sonoma Arts Live. Where can people find out more information and find that donate button?
At sonomaartslive.org.
Thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you. I love you, Cat Smith.
I
Bye.
love you too. Bye.